Welcome to the Half-Lit Studio. I'm Jeff McAndrew, the Poet Laureate of the North Fond du Lac area, and nice to have you along. I've been having a lot of fun with these essays that I gather from research, and I kind of paraphrase, and I have fun paraphrasing and just talking to you, and not like I'm reading a script. I'm trying to do less of that and just talking to the camera, talking to you, because you are the most important. So I want to talk about kindness. There's that great saying, it's better to be kind than to be right. And I think there's just so much wisdom. Obviously, we want to be knowledgeable. We want to be right to a certain extent, but kindness and care and compassion certainly trump any kind of vile competitiveness or one-up revenge stuff. So anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So kindness has never been the loudest force in the world, but yet it endures in family relationships and in all kinds of relationships. Kindness in the business world, kindness maybe would heal a friendship that's been broken. When somebody stretches out a hand of kindness, say you didn't get along with somebody, you had a feud with somebody, and then if you find a pathway to be kind again, that can be pretty cool. So quietness um, is important too, to be quiet with one's thoughts and to be in touch with that kindness. Kindness is kind of a quiet thing. Kindness begins in the smallest gestures and the ones that rarely earn applause. It's the way a person softens their voice when somebody is struggling. It's the way we choose patience when frustration would be much, much easier. It's the way we decide again and again and again to see the best in people. And I've always really tried to see the best in people, and that maybe I think because I grew up in such a really kind family that I tend to just naturally see the goodness in people. I don't tend to see the dark sides, maybe to my detriment sometimes because I get fooled by sometimes by people who take advantage of my kindness in certain ways. But I think I've gotten better at at finding my way through that kind of thing over the years. But I know in my 20s I was very naive and fooled by a lot of people, and my kindness was seen as naivete. But anyway, enough about me. So kindness also asks something of us, though. It asks us to slow down in a world that worships speed, and the world really does that, doesn't it? It worships speed and productivity and who's best and who has the biggest cars and boats and all that materialism, right? All that materialism. It asks us to listen when we'd rather talk. It asks us to offer grace when our own hearts feel tired. Yet every time we choose kindness, something inside us expands. We become a little more human, maybe a little more open, a little more capable of carrying the weight of another person's story. In a loud and greedy world, kindness is an act of quiet rebellion. It refuses to participate in the rush towards cynicism and greed. It insists that people are worth believing in. It reminds us that every person we meet is carrying something, a memory, a fear, a hope, a wound, that our gentleness might be that one thing. Isn't that? Think about that though. And maybe it's a positive comment that you make to somebody at work that would turn their day around. Maybe it's just saying hello. Maybe it's maybe it's just one thing we did for a customer at work. Maybe that was the difference in somebody's life. You never know. You just don't know. That's the thing. You don't know what your effect is on people, and your kindness itself much more important than you really might think. So, and our gentleness might be the one thing that helps them keep going. And my mom, when she was deep into dementia, she said that I was always the delicate one. And I thought about that, and that's not so bad to be delicate. It's not that bad, you know? Kind and delicate. Hey, I'll take that. I'd rather be that than mean and materialistic and brash and insensitive and aggressive and abrasive, you know? I'll take delicate. What the heck? In a loud and greedy world, kindness is that sort of that act of quiet rebellion. It refuses to participate in this rushed world. The greatest truth might be that kindness is contagious. And we talked about that. You know, kindness is not about grand gestures, but it maybe just a one thing that you say to somebody. Or, you know, I, I told a former roommate in college, I said, this one thing that you said really motivated me. And he was talking about me being outgoing and that I should show people how nice I was. And I told him that how much that comment meant to me, and he didn't remember it. But I said, you still get credit for it. So in the end, I guess I think of myself as always tilting toward kindness, you know. And if my kindness can make a small positive impression on the world, then that's good. It's constructive, not destructive. It's affirming rather than rejecting. It's graceful, not rough and reckless. Okay, that's my essay on kindness. I really love these essays from the Half Lit Studio, and I hope you enjoy them too. And tell your friends about the essays, and if you like them, pass it on. And have a great week, everyone.